3Ds in the pod. Hi, I'm the Drunken Dad, and we have Amo Dan and TY.
Good day, TY here. Good day,
Yay!
everybody.
Okay, before we start, I'm gonna roll the dice again. Hopefully, it works this time.
Okay.
Not sure whether it's gonna be 10 minutes. I hope it's 10 minutes. Because it's actually not a very easy topic to discuss about, I think. But let's see. Really. I feel that it's a very. Oh my goodness. Have you rolled? Is it
Is that
1? Is it
is that one?
10? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
One
Oh,
hour?
wow, I got my wish granted. That's nice. Okay, so anyway, in
Mhm.
regards of
Well, this is your
the
topic.
time.
What do you mean you got your wish granted? It's your topic.
Yeah. No, because okay, I was reminded about this topic recently when I was working on a news piece, and then actually this happened in I think around July, because in July, right, there is this basketball coach taking money to secure people's admission into secondary school. So
Oh,
this came about, and it was regarding the DSA scheme. I'm not sure everyone knows about DSA scheme. So the DSA scheme grants primary six pupils the chance to secure spots early in secondary schools using non-academic talents such as in sports and the arts. So all the individuals involved in the DSA selection process have to declare any potential conflicts of interest. Okay, so this DSA scheme has been around for quite some time. I think a lot of people are very surprised because um, because they wouldn't imagine that this happened in Singapore. You know, this bribery thingy. You know, especially in terms of getting a kid into the school. They never thought it would happen in Singapore. And I think secondly, I think there are parents who really spend money to nurture their kids, so called, send them to schools of whatever art or or sports or whatever. They spend so much money so that they can use DSA, yet they fail to do so, and they realize, oh, actually I can brag, huh? I didn't know. Okay, so anyway, so that's why I thought like, hey, this is worth discussing because you know how we are currently in this 2A, 2B, 2C thing now, like, you know, getting kids into primary school, where I will have to face it next year when my son is getting into primary school the following year. So I was thinking like, I don't know, is this still important, this era? And you know, a lot of parents, I mean, especially my parents' era, they still think that getting into a so-called good school is a good start. But parents as like our age, is it that do they still mind? Is this still important? Is this something that it's, I don't know, DSA? What do you think? I mean, especially then is in this education industry. What's your thought?
Well, I had to look this up actually because I wasn't completely aware of this DSA,
Mm,
direct school admission. Okay,
mm,
just read a few little things I found on the internet. Um, let's see. It's a program that gives students a way to get into secondary school or junior college based on their different talents and interests. So not just academic. So
yep,
it looks at their aptitudes in, as you mentioned, in sports, in arts. So it's just a way of them getting to choose a school that has those particular, say, for example, sports. If they're really good at table tennis, and then they can choose a school that has table tennis. And then they has to have obviously have to have table tennis. So it looks at students' abilities outside of academic, as I mentioned, and then yeah, I was quite. That's the intro of it, and then obviously we're looking at this recent issue with bribery because
mm,
our listeners may come from mainly Singapore, but if they're outside of Singapore, it's not really known that
mm,
the system here is very competitive and there is kind of a ranking system to schools. So parents always trying to get their children into so-called better schools, and then they see that as a better education, a better opportunities leaving school.
Okay, so this better is just like how you compare universities, like in terms of
Mm,
your academic results, in terms of like, for example, more students get more A's or excel
mm,
in different fields. It's just like how your Oxford and Harvard is similar to how we rank our school, so-called primary school and secondary school. But Singapore government has been trying very hard to prove the point that every school is a good school. Yet they do have some so-called special schools where you can
mm.
have your express, you can jump like across, and then you will have some very special programs just for very elite students and stuff. So it's kind of conflicting. That's why
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I think what needs to be explained as well, because
yeah,
so the research I saw is that it's a program that lets you choose a school that you want to go to, but you
mm,
still have to attain certain grades at primary level to get into that. It's not like just I'm really good at table tennis. Can I just not do well in my exams, the PSLE? No, you still have to attain a certain criteria to get into that particular school you want to go to. So it's not kind of like a shortcut. You still have to put in the work at school, your child
oh,
has. And
mm,
then once you've got the certain grades that
mm,
school needs, then you have a guaranteed place if you fulfill the DSA. So
yeah,
I think what we're looking at today is the criteria of the DSA, because obviously, whatever you're good at, you'll need to. What they say on the website is you need to provide like a portfolio of your skills. What
mm,
else does it say? It says uh, a portfolio, your results from your school, your CCA records, a
mm,
personal statement, and a character reference. And then I think with the recent news article about the coach, what was it? What was the sport again? I can't remember.
basketball,
Oh,
basketball,
basketball. Yeah. So
yeah,
then we get led into your character reference and your personal statement were bribed
yeah, yeah,
from a coach who said, "Yeah, this child can definitely go into this program, DCA program, and therefore that's why other parents of children are feeling
yeah,
a bit
and
disenfranchised because they as you said, they put in a lot of work, but how come
Check.
that child has now lost out to a so-called bribery, and then actually, but they do mention that this program has sort of some of the negative aspects of it. It does kind of favor a richer family, because
um,
you can kind of spend money on further enriching and coaching of a child to be good at a certain thing. So if you're
yeah, I
rich,
mean,
you can spend lots of money on coaching and getting good at whatever uh, sport.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of like I mentioned, if let's say there are some tuitions or centers that actually advertise saying that this is a
Mm.
DSA like approved or rather DSA skilled training set. So we don't guarantee you to get a place, but at least we are training you to the way where the judges will actually,
Mm.
judge you by. So for example, let's say you not necessarily in sports because that takes a lot of talent. Let's say you are, let's say singing. If like let's say I am very bad at singing, yet my parents are super rich. They can send me to TY to learn singing because TY charge like 100 per hour learning singing. But as compared to a student from a very normal family where he doesn't have resources like my
Mm.
family does, then you won't get the so-called similar. But
Yeah.
again, this is not DSA specific, I would say. because
Right.
if
Okay.
in school as well, right, your parents can send you to different classes, supplements, or whatever. You can do a lot of different things. You can even have private tutor to come to your house to have you to tutor your every single subjects, right? I mean, that's not very DSA specific in terms of, I think, rich, but yes, like the argument is that the rich people will get more advantage in terms of that.
Yeah.
What's your thought, TY? Can't hear
Few
you.
things.
Oh,
Huh?
okay, hear you.
You hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So there are a few things which. First, let's define the DSA sec. I mean, just now Dan mentioned that, or quoting the DSA website, it seeks to broaden the recognition of talent and achievement beyond academic grades. Right. So that's the thing. Like, so if you have talent in sports, arts, what's that? Music. Any form of talent beyond academic. And so that's the first thing. Now, I believe this shouldn't be related to or motivated by income level, social status, or cultural background, creed, race, and that kind of thing. Right? It's purely talent versus academic. So I'm not sure about the Dan's opinion of, and on top of that, or contrary to that, I think that if someone's maybe he's not well-to-do, but he has a talent in soccer, for example, and then he can apply for a school that's really has a good strong program in soccer and things like that. Yeah. But of course, in Singapore, everything has to be balanced, right? So besides being good in sports or the arts, you should be academically inclined. Yeah, so this is important, and that's why we have sports school that's really focusing on sports, and the academic part, they will base on your learning speed and capabilities, and tailor a customized academic program for you. So that's something that's very cool. But for the mainstream academic schools, academic is still the important criteria, although under the MOE guideline, that should not be. But so imagine if referrals or top schools, right? They can't accept if you are really very good in soccer or something. They can't just accept you and then you go in and flunk every other subject. What will happen, to the school grades and things like that? And not only the school grades, but also the individual who is poor academically. How is he going to cope with his peers? They are more academically inclined. The teacher is going at a certain speed. The teacher can't be slowing down for you. So it's not because I feel that it's not because of money or social status that they can't get into the certain school. But if they do get into that school, then the parents have to spend extra effort and resources to get the kid up to speed if academic skill is not up to par.
I think,
as I mentioned,
yeah.
but just now, that you have to meet the criteria of the secondary school. So you have to, if you wanted to go into a school that has higher criteria, you have to meet that criteria in your PSLE. So they would kind of they would weed out those students anyway. And I'm only quoting what I've read, so I don't really know. So in terms of the whole, you're a parent can spend more money to give more coaching to the student. That's what I've read. So I'm not, but I think the recent article has kind of proved that in a way, because if you got, is it 50K they mentioned in the article?
Yeah, 45.
If you got 50K, you can bribe a coach. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think there are two situations here. So first situation is, according to the latest how the PSLE point system is, right? So let's say if you want to get into the very good school, you need to hit certain grade, because now it's not about. I heard the grading system is not about, so it's not about, like, for example, let's say I only have 100 spots, but I have 200 students that can go into this first tier school, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So among these 200 people, like 100 will be sifted out, right? So these 100 people, right? Let's say one of the parents, he thought that, okay, I think my kid's gonna be sifted out, but so I want to secure this person with DSA first. It's like to secure a spot first. So I think the first criteria is that the parents and the students probably think that they can manage the whole stress level in the good school. I think that's probably the basic. Then they get into it, and then but through DSA you can so-called secure a spot. Now the problem comes with the original DSA, so-called, actually supposed to have so-called a panel, which is like there is a ministry's DSA selection guidelines, which includes like uphold a key selection of principle of transparency, objectivity, inclusiveness, and student centric. And then like a person like a coach, right, shouldn't have the whole deciding power. So, but then for some reason, don't know why, what happened, and because it's unclear that which school this coach actually managed to promise that the kid can get into.
Oh, you don't
So,
know, huh?
no, they didn't. I mean, due to security purposes, or whatever, they didn't expose the school lah.
I thought you have
So
some inside news.
no lah, they did. I mean, I was reading the news as well. So they didn't expose the school, the name of the school.
Hmm.
So we won't know
But
what happened to
Singapore.
the school and
So
stuff.
let's go find
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But of course, the second tier, which is more scary, is what if the student is not up to the par? He's not even in the 200, elite, right? He's just out of the 200, yet he managed to get in. I think that's probably the most. The problem is, like, you get in purely because of a judge that you can bribe. You are
Okay.
not even good or excel in that basketball, even, maybe. I don't know.
Well, but one thing about the DSA, if you go to the website, right? So they say that you may not be good or proficient or expert, but shows the potential
Yeah.
that you might still get admitted
Yes, yes.
as
So
a
it's
DSA.
so this I think that we should pinpoint, really go narrow into that panel that judges, because it's very subjective, isn't it? So it's not like any other well, except for English maybe, but for maths, where the answer is, it's that answer, it can't be any answer. So if you're testing a child on something, the answer is 5, okay, it can't be 6. But with this kind of this panel that has to, and even further, this child shows potential. It's not even that they're really awesome, they show potential. That is so subjective. So it's the way that they're grading or analyzing or assessing applicants. That's where we should be sort of pinpointing, I suppose.
Yeah, I think they should have a DSA for rich parents. Those who can donate 50K this band.
That was
100K
last time,
this
isn't
band.
it? That was last time. I mean, even the primary school thing, it used to be. There are some loopholes where the parents, if let's say you are friends with the chairperson or whoever in the board, then you get slots and all.
It's
Like,
not just time. It's still ongoing.
but
So
now
if you
it's
look at,
harder. Now it's much harder because of the
yeah, it's
balloting
just
system.
matter of how much Iskandar Yusof you have. So
No lah. Now you can't, right? Even if you are millionaire,
no,
like, you
no,
can't
no.
guarantee your.
Hang on. So if you go and read the primary one child admission, so the first criteria will go out to teachers from the school, what's that, committee of the school,
Board members or whatever.
board members. So how to be board members? If you put $1 million on the table, you will be a board member or even a chairman, right? So
Okay, fine.
yeah,
That's true.
so that's the first, and then the second is siblings who were from the school, the alma mater. then the younger kid can get in. Then third round is proximity, and then finally parent volunteer, contribution from the parents by donations or physical time. Yeah, so still the same. Yeah, every school needs money.
So I think there's no conclusion. I'm just curious how many parents out there would actually I mean, for example, if let's say your kid is really, really excel in sports and all, I think it's a bonus. I wouldn't say that it's something that you, I don't know, like at least for me, if he's good in, let's say, basketball, for example, I think it's a bonus. If let's say there's this DSA, I'll think that, oh, okay, my son is actually good in this, maybe can apply. But I wouldn't really focus and think that, okay, we must strive in this and then we're gonna, like, because of DSA, we're gonna, like, how
Yeah,
people, how some parents plan the whole route of the education. I don't know.
yeah, I'm on the same opinion. I mean, if the child is showing some aptitude to a sport or music or art, and you say, okay, actually I feel that this is something that they can really strive to really be good at, then yeah, go for it, and then have it as one of the things. Actually, I don't know if I was reading it. When you apply, are you allowed to then apply for other schools, or is it you kind of restricted? You apply, but you're kind of you can only go for that one
So
school.
for DSA, for sports, you can apply to a sports school. There's only one in Singapore. And then you can apply to three DSA schools based on
Right.
the sports
Okay.
or
Yeah.
arts or whatever
Oh,
that you want to
that's
apply
okay
for.
then. You've got some
Yeah.
backups then. That's
And
not too
then-
bad.
Yeah, and then after that, with your PSLE or your O level, sorry, you apply. Okay, let's talk about PSLE.
Yeah.
Then you can apply to 10 other normal schools.
Right.
Then from there you can say, oh, your strength is in basketball, netball, goalie.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I think that gives you a lot of that gives you lots of options, and then I think it's quite. I mean, coming from UK, this is all very. The school system is very competitive over here. You know, I lived in a village, and the village had one secondary school. That you
cool.
have a 10-minute bus drive, and you'd only go to that secondary
Then
school.
you don't have to fight.
Yeah, there's no
That's
there's
only one
just
school.
it's all natural. It's just like, and
That's
then
best.
then you had a couple of colleges you can go to, and then
Yeah.
university
Isn't it
was the whole country. But so it's very interesting, the whole, because Singapore's a small country, and it's very competitive. Education is very competitive. I mean, it's a good thing, but I think it breeds a bit of competitiveness. But I think you should. It shouldn't be so. When it gets, I think the whole newspaper article that's come out with the bribery, it's just gone a step too far. You should just take it as okay, there's an aptitude. I'll try for it. If it works out, say my boy's good at soccer, I will try for something that will allow him to do some soccer at secondary school. And if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to be like,
I think
bribing
that's why.
people.
Yeah, I think that's why we are all friends. Three of us. I think we are on the same page. We should just find someone who has a very different opinion and think that we are silly. Like, you guys are stupid. Like, you guys don't know the rule in Singapore. I mean, to us, we just thought that actually, it's just a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's fine. You just grow up fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most parents in Singapore, or generally, I don't know, Asian parents, I guess, they want to give the best advantage, right? The most first mover advantage to their kid, other than money or DNA. All right, you can't control DNA. Money is, well, if you have it, good for you. If you don't, then it's hard to get it right.
Mm.
So then they focus on academic, get in the best school in your kampong, right?
Mm.
And then after that, if you can do some more like sports or art class or dancing, music, then you go for it. Now, there's this basketball association. Parents are really paying a lot of money, like
Mm.
what 3-4K for the entire year's program. So by signing up as a membership and paying a certain sum, the kid can go to free basketball coaching on a weekly basis, and then they have tournament, and you can see the talented young basketball players from the basketball enthusiasts.
Mm.
Really. So the question is, we all think that our kids are talented, but how do you know how talented your kids really are?
Mm.
Yeah, well,
So the only way is to go through this.
Yeah, well, that'll go back to the whole board of assessors, or the people that have the final say on judging your aptitude to that certain sport or art. Yeah, every parent thinks their child is the best of the best. So you need an external invigilator to work out if they are. Or as Ty said that there is the potential as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have long exceed our 10 minutes mark.
Yeah.
I think we have talked a lot. The conclusion is that we are friends. That's why we are all on the
But
same page.
I forgot the
We-
question already. I know
But
it's
yeah,
something about DSA. What is the question again? What's the topic
there's no,
again?
there's no top. The topic is about DSA, and then we just want to discuss, and then
Just a
we
Yeah, we
should
just
generic
want to
DSA.
just.
talk to. Yeah.
No, I'm really happy with this topic because I didn't really know about it. And interestingly, it came about in 2004, which is a year after I arrived in Singapore. So it's kind of it's a thing that's been tracked along as long as I've been in Singapore. So 20 years, over 20 years. So it's an interesting thing that is introduced when I got here, and I really didn't know about it. And it's good to know about it. And yeah, it's food for thought,
Yeah.
for sure. TY, you mentioned you had a friend who's
Okay,
going
I
through
just
it.
share with you. I just look up Raffles Girls Secondary School PSLE cutoff point.
Mm.
It's for the year 2024, right? You should get AL 4 to 6 points and not lower than 6. Now, at this point, if imagine, so AL 4 means you have 4 PSLE subject, everything get 90 points and above. That means almost full score. Okay? On top of that, there are students who get 4 points and still good in netball, basketball, swimming. So technically, they are like sub 4 points. Like they could be 3 points because of their DSA. They can minus one point off. So think about this thing.
Can they? I thought the criteria is you have to still go. You get the required those grades. You apply for your DSA, and then if you get your DSA, you still have to pass your PSLE and get those minimum requirements to get into the school
of that particular school.
Yeah.
So for Raffles Girls School, the cutoff is 6 points. That's AL. Should be AL1 for at least 3 subjects, and then 1 AL2.
So I'm wondering what is the. Okay, I don't want to carry on here, but if you still have to attain a minimum requirement to get in,
because it depends on which school you're applying for.
Okay.
Yeah. So some schools offer DSA admission, say basketball or soccer, but their academic subject level is 12.
Mm.
then sure, you're good in basketball. They admit you in, and then your PSLE you get 13 minus off the basketball, so you get 12. Then you get in. That's 12. Reference girls is 6. So you can never apply for reference girls.
Right.
Well, you can apply, but you will not get in unless you get 6 and below. And I believe within for those who apply for reference girls, right? For example, their average score is between 4 and 6, and on top of that, they're either musically inclined or sports talented or art talented. Yeah. So you can imagine all those crazy stuff.
I mean, let's just say that some students are really excel in everything, including sports. Like, there are some people who are just crazily talented in everything. Like, for example,
Mm.
because now we're doing Olympics, right? So
Mm-hmm.
and I followed Tsinghua University IG because I was there for 3 months, right? And then some of the representative of China, they are actually studying in Tsinghua. If you are Chinese and you study in Tsinghua, means that you are one of the top students in the whole
The top
country.
echelon.
Yeah, and then and yet you can represent, in let's say archery or whatever. That means you are excellent in both academic and also sports. I mean,
Mm.
what can you say, right? Some people they have that talent, and okay, lor, give it to them.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
some Chinese friends, as in they are the 新移民, right? The what do you call it? New citizen.
Mm.
Yeah. So the kids' SOP is they must be good in schoolwork, and they will definitely have a piano at home.
Mm.
So they will definitely have piano lessons. Doesn't matter they go for grade 8 or whatever, but they will have to go through the piano. It's ingrained in the parents' planning for their kids. But you must be able to play. And something, the parents do not how to play the piano.
Yeah, I mean,
They just want the children to play.
I also
And
I
they
also
have a
have the
piano.
wish. I also have the wish that my parents and my kids can play piano, even though I don't know how to play
So
piano.
first you have to buy a piano and
Yeah,
put it at home.
and then so that they can touch every day. Right? I just bought a
Yeah.
mini one. Okay, so let's just stop the recording now so that we can
Okay.
we can stick to the 10 minutes. Okay, see you guys next week. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.